Okay, what is deep work? I'm sure that you have a lot of questions about this new feature by Proxy, and they announced this exactly about 7 days ago. And they announced it with this video, cryptic video on X, and unfortunately the video doesn't say much about what deep work is capable of. It's just showing one use case where deep work is able to analyze your prompt, and then if you dissect it, it will break it down into multiple steps that AI agent can follow. I don't think this video is helpful at all, and unfortunately they are not even releasing some sort of blog post or press release where people can see or trying to understand what deep work really is. And what doesn't help is they're not making the feature initially free, or at least giving the public to try the deep work feature. This is very different than, let's say, Perplexity, where you are able to use this pro feature even without having to pay for the premium. But on Proxy, you pretty much have to pay in order to access deep work. Now, in this video, I'm going to try my best to explain to you what deep work really is in 3 points. And hopefully by the end of this video, you will understand deep work, and you can decide whether or not this is a feature that you should be using, or is it a feature that worth paying for. All right. So I have 3 points to make. The first point is actually coming from the tweet, from the announcement that they have made on X. If you scroll down here, you'll see there is this following text that says, "Deep work is the next step in the practical implementation of our vision for AI organizations after Template Hub." Now, I have no idea what is the meaning behind this sentence. I think this is just a corporate gibberish. It doesn't say much, but from multiple tweets that I read from the official company's account, I could tell that this is basically the pro version of whatever they're offering right now, or the smarter or the upgrade of the current AI agent that they have. And I think that's the simplest way to describe it. It is an upgrade, so it's supposed to be better. And this brings me to the second point of why maybe deep work could be useful. So the second point is it can find alternative or workaround, or at least try to solve the problem when it tries to do something or do some task. So I run some tests here. This is a simple prompt to ask AI agent to go to Google and then search for Discord and then log in to Discord. By the way, I have provided a Discord account. I save it in the credentials feature, and I run this test on both regular and then the deep work mode. So I do some tests, and this is the result. On the first test, on the regular AI mode, it took 58 steps to call it a day, to finish the task. And by the way, it wasn't able to log into Discord at all because apparently Discord is blocking access to AI agent, and this is just one among so many websites on the internet that is seemingly blocking access to AI bots or AI agents. So actually, if you are using AI agent like Proxy, you will understand that there are so many websites having this problem. So it's not Proxy's fault, it is just the limitation that we have right now. But it took the regular AI mode 58 steps to come to the conclusion that it wasn't able to log in. Actually, it doesn't even come to the conclusion because it just says it reaches the maximum number of working steps. So it has nothing to do about whether or not it was able to log in. It just said, well, it's too much, it's taking too long, so I give up. That's basically it. However, on the deep work mode, it is a bit unique. So after only 29 steps, it is telling me that there was an issue. So previously it was trying to log in, but it saw a blank page like this. It doesn't show the login page, and eventually it just go to the server status page of Discord, and apparently everything is green, everything is all right, the website is working just fine. But maybe AI agent wasn't able to log in because of multiple issues. It could be the browser issues, it could be the network, it could be the overlays or some other problems. And I think this is quite useful as a user. Now you understand what was causing the problem. And that's really the benefit of using deep work, it will be more independent. It is able to find alternative or workaround to solve the problem. Now, in this case, it wasn't able to solve the problem because it's not really the kind of problem that it can solve. This code, unfortunately, just blocking AI agent. But it is way better than what the regular AI is doing. It is just going back and forth, trying to log in, but it doesn't resolve to anything. And it doesn't even tell me anything about why it wasn't able to log into Discord. Unlike the deep work mode, it is telling me all the details that I need to know. So that's one plus of using deep work. Okay, that was the second point. My third point is deep work allows you to use a simple prompting. This is actually something that they have explicitly showcased in their announcement video, where you can see that there is this simple prompt. I think this is simple, this is not very long, but AI is able to break down the prompt into multiple steps, and I think that's really the power of deep work. Now, I have this example where I want AI to find a transparent picture of a monkey riding a rocket. Yeah, that's very specific questions, very specific requests. And of course, I have done the test on both regular and also the deep work mode. The regular mode only take 8 steps until it decided to stop all the tasks, because apparently there was this captcha that it needs to solve, but it wasn't able to do so, and that's why it just terminated the process. Actually, you have to stay to oversee the whole process in case there is a captcha that you have to intervene, but I wasn't there, I wasn't paying attention, that's why I just decided to stop all the steps. But the result on deep work is a bit better here. It took in total 78 steps for the same prompt, of course, but it was able to get the picture. Even better, it is actually downloading the picture for me. There are 3 pictures that it downloaded from its observation, from its task, and I can actually download this picture and save it to my computer. Even though on the prompt, I didn't say anything about downloading the picture. I just say I want a picture of a transparent I want a transparent picture of a monkey riding a rocket. That's a very specific picture. I don't think AI can find it on the internet unless, if you're using AI image generator, but it's very rare. I just want AI to do something. I just want to see it try. And in this case, I think deep work is doing better than the regular AI mode. And in case you're wondering what these pictures look like, I have downloaded them to my computer, and this is the first picture. Similar to a rocket structure, but there is no monkey. But I do like that this is a transparent picture. This is a PNG picture. That's a good sign. And then this is definitely not a picture of a rocket. There is no rocket at all, but there is this monkey icon. So that's why I think AI is mistaken it, or at least trying to get a picture that contains a monkey, which is the same on the picture number 3. It is downloading this species of monkey. I don't know the name, but definitely a monkey. So not perfect, but I can tell that it is way better. And again, I did not ask AI to download these pictures. I just want to get the picture, and actually have doing some tests on many other prompts before, and I can tell that you can use a simple prompting in the deep work mode, and it will be able to understand what you want and deliver what you really need. Most of the time, not always, but most of the time, it will understand what is your request, even though your prompting wasn't very specific. So that's the characteristic of deep work. Just to recap the 3 things or the key points that I made. First, the first point is it is an upgrade. It is basically the pro mode of Proxy. And then secondly is that it can find another alternative. It can find a workaround to solve the problem. So you have a better chance of actually finishing the task. And the point number 3 is that it allows you to use a simpler prompting, which is something that they have showcased here in their trailer video. So if you are not a fan of writing a very long, specific step-by-step or instruction in the prompt, then I think deep work could be useful. So that's all the 3 points that I could say to describe deep work. And hopefully you can understand it better and you can decide whether or not this is a feature that you want, or maybe it is just, some nice to have feature. In my opinion, I think it is useful, but I think it is better to have a much specific prompt compared to relying to deep work. Even though it is smart, it can understand your request, it's still better to just specify what you want. But anyway, I hope you find this video useful, and if you want to see me making more videos about AI agent, especially on proxy, then consider subscribing to this channel. And in any case, I wish you a great day ahead.